might rest in peace with thee. Draw me nearer, nearer, blessed Lord, to the cross where thou hast died. Draw me nearer, 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 blessed Lord, to thy precious bleeding side. Danny's going to sing a special song for us in just a moment, but this is, ever since we always had Gideon Sunday when I was a Christian. I remember, I told the men this morning that I remember when I was in the 5th grade, we didn't attend church at that time, but I remember that men came to our school in Montgomery, and in the 5th grade, they gave every one of us a New Testament. So I did not know who they were. I later learned that they were the Gideons. We had them in our church. They came to visit us. We supported their ministry because they're not Baptists, Methodists, Presbyterians, or Catholics, Church of Christ. They're all different denominations, all different kinds of Christians, and they all attend church. They all are members of churches. They have to receive a recommendation from their pastor before they can become a Gideon. Their wives serve as auxiliary, and everywhere that I've been, Gideons have been in my church. It is increasing that fewer and fewer churches will even give Gideons a minute or two to make a presentation. It used to be very common in almost all churches throughout the South and throughout our country. Now they're turned away. They're rejected. We don't have time for you. And those who are asked to come in, they give them, I guess there are men all over our county this morning in North Alabama, they'll be given 5 or 10 minutes. I always like to just give them the sermon. Just take the sermon time. So just use that whole time as if I were speaking. It's just as important, perhaps more so. I believe in having them come and report to us, to share with us, to encourage us. My favorite story is one that Ed Higdon tells about someone one time was passing out scriptures in a village. A fellow came and took a word of God away from somebody and just threw it up on the roof. Just took it away from him, threw it away. There were some people who were replacing that roof, and every one of them became Christians that day because they read the Word of God. It just came out of the sky, just fell from nowhere. And they read the gospel. With us today is Bill O'Brien. He's a member at the West Meade Baptist Church. He's a deacon there. How long have you been around in these parts? Bill, did you grow up around here?
No, sir. I grew up in Anniston. So we moved here with my son in 74.
My goodness.
Been here a while.
But he is around he's one of us, one of these parts. And he told me to tell y'all to put your seatbelts on this morning. He loves being a Gideon, and I'm so glad to have him share here today. We're not going to receive an offering today. Our church makes a contribution. So every time you give during the year, you're giving to the Gideons. And then we give them, at this time, a check. But if you want to contribute more than that, you give it to Bill today because he'll gladly take it. He's not... as I said, we purchase Bibles from Gideons all year long, Spanish and English. We sent out 200. We gave away about 100 during Tricks and Treats. But you share with him, and so I want him to have the whole time. Anything that is given to a Gideon, anything that is given to Gideons International, it does not go toward administrative costs for their travel, their meals, their time. Every penny you give to the Gideons International goes to buy scriptures. Bill, when Danny's going to sing, as soon as he's done, you please come up and you just lead us. Tell us what God's laid on your heart today, just whatever you want to do and say. We're glad to have you as our guest today.
Thank you very much. I'm so glad for you.
Amen.